If you believe debt is something bad, if you don't need money, you can just skip this video. Because, honestly, this is the video the rich and the banks really don't want you to see. Were you ever taught don't borrow, debt is bad? Have you seen people go bankrupt from credit card debt, lose their house, lose their car, and, well, lose everything? And did you think to yourself, I'll never fall into that trap? But what if I told you, the rich don't avoid debt, they actually hunt for it, they live off of it, and yeah, they get rich because of it, step by step. Sounds kinda crazy, right? I know. But here's the truth. The rich understand something the rest of the world just doesn't. Debt is not the enemy. It's actually the most powerful tool to build wealth. This is the video that school never taught you, banks don't want you to know, and the rich will never reveal, unless you ask the right question. Today, I'm exposing the full truth about how the rich use debt to print money, to avoid taxes, to expand their empire of assets. And how, honestly, you can start from zero. No theory, no fantasy, only facts, strategies, and real stories. From a poor construction worker to a dollar millionaire at 25 years old. This is the journey that, well, changed my life forever. So, number one, debt is not bad. If you understand how to use it like the rich, it can actually work in your favor. In school textbooks, you were taught, work hard, save money, become a good citizen, avoid debt, and never break the law at any cost. And honestly, I still don't understand why. The education system that you and I studied in for more than a decade, from childhood through college, never taught the things I'm about to share. But the rich don't play by those rules. Of course, they don't break the law. They just understand that there are two types of debt. Debt that makes you poorer and debt that makes you richer. Millionaire Robert Kiyosaki once said, "Poor people work for money, rich people make money work for them. And sometimes, it's other people's money." 8 years ago I heard that quote and thought, how ridiculous. If I don't work for money, then what am I working for? No money means no food, no money means no electricity, no water, no laundry detergent, no fish sauce, no salt, no rice. Is the government going to give it to me for free, or is it going to fall from the sky? A giant question mark appeared in my mind. You don't have to be a millionaire to use debt. You just have to understand how the rich think about debt, as a financial lever to accelerate wealth. So the second thing is rich people borrow to earn while poor people borrow to spend. This is honestly one of the biggest differences between these two groups. Poor people, they borrow to buy what they want right away. Credit cards let you buy now and pay later. Their spending is often driven by emotion and that need for instant gratification. They might use installment payments to get a new TV, a new phone, or even a fridge. Sometimes it's about buying a car and overspending just to prove something to others. According to labor reports, the average American holds somewhere between 3 to 5 credit cards. And get this, total U.S. personal credit card debt in 2024 actually exceeds $1.2 trillion. The average credit card interest rate, it's usually between 20 to 30% per year. The rich, well, they do the opposite. They borrow to generate cash flow, they buy rental properties, they invest in stocks, and they go for short-term investments that create millions of dollars in income, all by using the bank's money, or even other people's money. They invest in businesses or digital products. They take the time to learn new money-making skills. In short, they invest in their future. It's kind of like giving two people the same knife. One person uses it to cut a cake, while the other, unfortunately, cuts their own hand. The tool itself isn't bad. It's really all about how you use it that makes the difference. The third is a legal tax avoidance strategy. Do you know why billionaires almost never pay income tax? Because they don't withdraw cash from stocks or real estate. The rich borrow against the value of their assets. Loans don't count as taxable income, so they don't pay taxes. And they use that borrowed money to generate profits greater than the loan itself. That's how they make money from money. Real estate billionaires borrow to build hotels, golf courses, then use depreciation to reduce income tax. I'm sure that if you name 10 billionaires or millionaires almost all of them use this method. For example, the rich always know how to build a strong FICO credit score, so they can borrow at low interest rates. 2 to 3%, then buy $1 million property, turn it into a hotel, and earn 20% annual profit. That's $200,000 a year. Now imagine a wealthy person making $10 million at 20% profit per year. So what do you think of that? This strategy is honestly 100% legal under United States law, but, only the rich really know how to play this game. The problem isn't that you have debt, it's, well, what kind of debt you have. The fourth thing is that good debt is leverage. Bad debt is a chain. A good debt has three characteristics. It's used to generate assets or cash flow. It can pay for itself or generate profit. It provides tax benefits or increases net worth. For example, let's say you borrow $100,000 to buy good stocks that pay $10,000 in dividends. After 1 year, the company performs well, and the stock price increases by 30%. After 10 years, your asset appreciates and the cash flow remains stable. And the debt goes down. This is how the American middle class builds million-dollar wealth. No lottery win. No high salary. There's a famous quote about leverage by Archimedes. Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum to stand on, and I will move the earth. So 5 is big corporations use debt to maintain power. Apple has, hundreds of billions of dollars in cash, yet it still borrows money. Amazon, Meta, Google, they all issue bonds. Why? Debt helps them expand without giving up equity. Loan interest is tax deductible. Leverage increases return on equity. The rich and large companies don't ask, do I have money? They ask, how much can I borrow and what can I earn from it? Number 6 is, how can you, a normal person, start doing the same? This is also how I, once a poor construction worker, became financially free and wealthy in just 3 years, by the age of 25. While my old classmates were still struggling with daily jobs and couldn't even afford to pay their bills at the end of the month. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. What you need is the right mindset. Build your personal or business credit score, open smart credit cards, ones with cash back, and, no interest for 30 to 55 days. Learn to think like a millionaire. Do it simply through audiobooks, videos, podcasts. That's what I do every day. Learn a new skill, start a new job, maybe something online that you can do in your spare time, with no income cap, alongside your current job. Have a personal finance plan, create a budget, learn how to invest. You can start with just $100. Get comfortable with the smallest numbers, stay consistent every day. Once you have skills, you gotta learn how to use leverage with your first loan. That's how you start to generate profit, and honestly, you just repeat the process. The key is to focus on building assets instead of spending. Here's the lesson I've learned. Poor and middle-class people, they earn money, spend it, and then just repeat that cycle. The rich, on the other hand, they earn money, invest it, and then repeat. It really comes down to the power of mindset. The most valuable asset I have, and honestly I'm confident other millionaires would say the same, is not money. It's the mindset that creates money. The most valuable tool in my life is my credit score, FICO. That's the most widely used credit score in America. Thanks to a high FICO score, I get loans with lower interest rates, I get more benefits, and honestly, I get approved faster without all the complex conditions. So, how do you build credit from zero? How do you boost your score to over 750 quickly? How do you fix a bad credit score immediately, like in a short time, and guarantee success? And what's the truth about the hidden factors that affect your score? You can watch my video on all of that. Just check the description or the comments section. Secret number 7 is the traditional education system makes you hate debt and even hate wealth. Scene 2, school versus. So, school teaches you to work for money. But it never really teaches you how to make money work for you. They teach you derivatives and how to analyze poetry, but they never teach you how to build wealth legally, how to apply for a loan, or how to use interest rates to grow a business. Rich people aren't better than you. They just got access to the right knowledge and honestly the right mindset earlier than you did. 8 is crowd psychology. Fear of debt is, pretty much synonymous with fear of success. What have you feared most? Losing money, losing reputation, or maybe going bankrupt? The truth is, you're losing money every single day because you're too afraid to learn how to use debt. The rich aren't reckless. They calculate risk. They break loans into smaller parts. They choose assets that can pay for themselves. Meanwhile, ordinary people choose safety. So safe that it keeps them poor forever. 9 is the action formula. Use debt to unlock financial freedom. So first things first. Open a business account and start building your credit history. Then you gotta learn a money-making skill that you can apply online or maybe even outsource if you want. Start with a small loan, somewhere around $2,000 to $10,000. Use that loan to launch a real project, not just any idea, but something you're actually committed to. Once you start making profits, reinvest them. And, don't make the mistake of using new money to pay off old debt. That's a trap you want to avoid. Let me give you a real example. Someone took out an $8,000 loan to invest in dropshipping. While still studying, they worked on their business and earned a $4,000 profit in the first month, after just 2 months of effort. After 3 months, they'd already earned back their initial capital and fully recovered the loan. They didn't stop there. They expanded the business and eventually hit an income of $18,000 per month. Pretty impressive, right? And, here's my personal story. Thanks to my high credit score, my loan application got approved really quickly. That gave me the opportunity to make $100,000 in just 2 weeks. At that time, my total assets were only $134,000, so my net worth nearly doubled. Honestly, it was truly insane. So the solution isn't to avoid debt. Debt is a tool. You just need to learn how to use it to generate profit. So you have 2 choices. You can avoid all debt, work hard, save for a lifetime, and honestly still have nothing left. Or you can learn how to make money and borrow strategically. You can own assets, create cash flow, and actually achieve financial freedom. The rich don't avoid debt, they master it. The poor aren't poor because they borrow. They're poor because they borrow the wrong way. Go ahead and share this video on your personal page. Maybe a friend, a brother, or even a coworker really needs it to change their life. Because when you share, you're not just spreading value, you're giving someone the opportunity to change their future. If this video opened your mind on any topic, leave a comment so we can discuss it together. And don't forget to give me a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next videos. I'll keep sharing knowledge about personal finance, how to make money online, and the exact mindset that helped me earn $1 million in just 3 years. Thank you so much. Wishing you health, happiness, and good luck.